Houston, Texas, two women had gotten into a heated argument at a gas station shortly after midnight, and after continuously shouting at each other from a distance, one of the women would walk up and begin arguing with the other woman's boyfriend as he's seen trying to defend his girlfriend. But seconds after it appeared that a major brawl was about to begin, a 25-year-old man named Devon Cole would pull out a gun and start opening fire for seemingly no good reason, striking multiple people, causing bystanders to panic and desperately try to escape gunfire. Two men and one woman would be struck by the gunfire and manage to survive, and police would eventually arrest Devon Cole and charge him with reckless endangerment, assault with a deadly weapon, and unlawful use of a firearm, and he was eventually sentenced to 20 years in prison. James Harris Jackson was a 28-year-old man who claimed to be a white supremacist, and in March of 2017, Jackson traveled from Maryland to New York City, but had no plans on touring. But instead his intentions was to go on a killing spree, targeting blacks, specifically black men, as he claimed that he had a deep hatred for interracial mixing, as well as hip-hop music, and unfortunately for an elderly man named Timothy Common, he would cross paths with Jackson and get stabbed in the back multiple times and murdered for no other reason than his race.
I view this as a domestic terrorist attack on the African American community, and beyond that, really an attack on the modern interracial mixing. When I killed that guy, I didn't get like a rush of, I thought I was just gonna go into like a berserker madman Viking, just start hacking people apart. It just didn't happen. I was kind of shocked. Overwhelmingly, I obviously wanted to kill successful black men in suits or, boisterous thugs. The guys who can pull high-quality white women, basically. This way, at the neck, or this way into the chest. Blacks basically having children with our women. And they're really screwing it up. And our kids are talking and thinking like them now, our women are worshiping them. It's bad.
After killing Common, Jackson would immediately turn himself into police and confess and explain his motives, which would be more than enough evidence to convict him for the murder, leading to him eventually being sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. In Houston, Texas, police had confronted a 40-year-old man named Carlton Leem as he was allegedly driving in a vehicle that was reported as stolen, and after police would confront him and demand that he step out the vehicle, Leem would repeatedly refuse to follow commands before thinking it would be a good idea to get into a scuffle with the officer, ultimately leading to his demise.
Put your hands, don't move. Do not move, do you understand? Do not move, do you understand?
Man, what do you want to do?
Step out. Step out. Step out.
For, man?
Because you get hurt a stolen vehicle, turn the vehicle off.
What you tripping for, man?
Turn
Man, come on, you tripping, man. Man, you tripping, man.
Stop. Stop.
Man.
Stop. 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 Stop.
Give me that. 24,
Shot fire! Oh my God! Shot fire! Shot fire! Shot fire! Back up. Get out the way. Don't move. Do it, Sam. Sir, don't move. Ma'am, stay over here. Stay over here. Stay over here. Don't move.
After being shot in the chest during the scuffle, Carlton would be taken to the hospital where he would pass away from his injuries, while the officer's actions were reviewed and later deemed justified. In Staten Island, New York, a 23-year-old man named Jaheen Chansey, who was an aspiring big-time music producer, was at Demon Low Studios working on some new music, and this is when Ring doorbell camera footage captured two masked men with rifles and pistols show up and ring the doorbell, and unfortunately for Jaheen, he wouldn't check the camera and would decide to just open the door, which would turn out to be a fatal mistake.
Stop blasting that shit.
Three men named Ming Lu, Charles Brooks, and Darren Boyd were all arrested in connection to the murder, and it was later revealed that the reason for the shooting was the men being owed money by an owner of the studio, causing them to attempt to rob the studio, and ultimately killing Chansey in the process, leading to them being found guilty of multiple crimes and sentenced to 48 years in prison. In Montgomery, Alabama, a man named Roosevelt Rankings was live streaming on Facebook, listening to music and chatting with a few of his viewers while sitting in his car. And this is when a man named Bakari Taylor would walk up to his car window before suddenly opening fire on him. After taking Rankin's life for an unknown reason, Taylor would be caught by police not too long after and charged with capital murder, and eventually was sentenced to life in prison.